Hello folks, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy here to talk about the positive traits of being a highly sensitive person. By the end of this video, you're going to know why it is freaking magical if you're an HSP. So let's dive right in. One of the first things that I think is a positive trait, and this is from my 38 years of being a highly sensitive person, is that life is never boring as a highly sensitive person. You feel everything so deeply. You notice the subtleties of life. Life is never boring with you. And it's the same thing in your mind, your brain, all the neurochemicals. It's kind of a roller coaster, really, to be honest. And that, when you learn how to reframe it and you embrace that adventure, you're never going to run out of things to feel. Like, you are never going to feel apathetic. It's wonderful. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And you actually perceive, as an HSP, if you are one, you perceive more sensory information than 80% of the population, right? So highly sensitive people are so attuned to what is coming in their senses that they actually notice more and notice more subtle stimuli than the majority of people. So you're actually living in this incredible world of interconnection with like you and what's actually happening, where a lot of people, and HSPs included, we do this too, our brains are actually predicting what's happening. And so we're actually just in these prediction loops where we're not noticing what's going on. And so as a highly sensitive person, you're getting more of that feedback. And so you're more present. And that's such a gift. It really is. So what else? So life is never boring. The second thing is it's hard to pull one over on you as a highly sensitive person. We're like little beacons of truth. We are the hypervigilance and the depth of processing. We always know that something bigger is going on. If someone's trying to lie to us, or we sense that the other person we're interacting with, and it's usually within interpersonal relationships that we're really attuned to this, we know if something is off with them, right? We have these pattern recognitions and we're super attuned to them. So it's hard to be fooled as a highly sensitive person. And yeah, we don't fall for scams. We're not, we just kind of can feel into the field and what's happening around us and be like, something's weird. We won't jump unless we really feel like something is authentic and honest. And so, yeah. Tell me, have you experienced this? Drop a comment below if you have ever been in a situation where you're like, this feels odd. We get that sensation in our body and we listen to it, because it's hard for us to move forward if we don't feel completely safe, right? So tell me a story. Tell me about a time when this happened to you and you avoided something maybe catastrophic, or just a small mistake that you were able to avoid by being a highly sensitive person and listening to what you were getting. It's sensory stimuli. So life is never boring. It's hard to pull one over on us. We're just beacons of truth. And we often, because of that, we can kind of sense things before they happen. In the same vein, and this is kind of where it gets a little metaphysical, which I love. I love metaphysics. I love the idea of thinking that my potential can exist beyond my own senses, and I can pick up things, that are in the field. I like to call it the field, the energetic field, the field of potential. We can sense things before they happen, right? It's that same, as in we're not easily fooled. We also can kind of be like, this situation, when we play it out in our mind, like something feels off with this. And so we edge into that maybe precognition, the ESP stuff, the clairvoyance. And that to me is like, that's an exciting space. I love exploring that. So you're as a HSP, you're highly primed to tune into those metaphysical things easier, because you work on such subtle levels, and it's just a continuation of that subtlety, right? Dallying in the field of energy. And that's super cool. Even being empathic, picking up on emotions that aren't yours, like that is, I feel, another form of metaphysical ability. So you're like primed. Yeah, this is being a highly sensitive person. Like, you're ready to start doing all this cool shit. If you're like if you're ready to jump into that pool, it's there for you. And that creates this really rich experience of life, right? You are kind of stepping between all these worlds and sensing them out. And it's so interesting and rich and complex. There's so many synchronicities, and yeah, it's super exciting. I love it. I wouldn't want to live any other way. Like this is where my favorite place to be. And as I embraced that, the more I embraced it, the more I received, the more I got as a highly sensitive person. Another one of our positive traits is that and you might have heard before, we have a lot of mirror neurons. And so to me, mirror neurons are about noticing what someone else is doing and mirroring back to them their emotion, their behavior. And so we can endear ourselves very easily. We can kind of chameleon into what the situation is demanding of us. Have you noticed this with yourself? I've reinvented myself so many times, and I think that's because we get kind of drawn into what other people are doing, and we want to match them. Like, we want to please them. We want to make everything harmonious. And so we kind of transform, sometimes unconsciously, into what the situation needs from us. And that's pretty cool, being able to kind of chameleon in and out of situations. So these are all things that make you effing magical as a highly sensitive person. So what do you guys think? And girls think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's been your experience as a highly sensitive person? Do you think these traits are positive? What are you feeling about all this? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're not feeling these things, if you're a highly sensitive person who just listened to me and thought, oh my God, I don't feel any of that stuff, let me help you out of some of the habits that you have that are preventing you from feeling this. Because this is like the evolution of the highly sensitive person, getting to this point and having these experiences and cutting out all the bad habits that maybe create a lot of sadness and depression and anger for you, because that is just as much potential for us as it is to have joy and happiness. So if you're in a place where you're not feeling this stuff and you're ready to, I'd be happy to talk to you. I have free consultations on my website. I'm an emotion coach. Let me help you as a highly sensitive person get to this place of feeling magical, because you totally are. Check out my website, emotionalfireacademy.com. Hop on a call with me and let's get you to that place. Have an awesome day. Bye.